this. At the outside, we thank IMA Kodambakam for having given us the opportunity to present ourselves with the scientific facts about glutamate. There are a lot of controversial talk going on about glutamate, and we want to give scientific facts about glutamate. It is a small topic what we are given, benefits of glutamate in food. We want to give the exact scientific facts about that. Glutamate is more related to the food. And any given food, what we taste, is being determined by choice. There are several factors involved: biological, economical, physical, social, psychological, and attitudinal factors, which decide in the choice of any given food. Of course, we will go only with the biological need, hunger, palatability, and taste. Only taste part of this, what we are going to see. Taste. It is a sensory perspective. Taste has the major influence on food behavior. Taste also includes the cumulative sensory stimulation of smell, appearance, texture produced during the ingestion of food. The second point, early stage exposure and familiarity influence the behavior towards food. This part is what we are going to see more. Taste. Of course, what we have read, there are only 4 basic tastes. Now comes the 5th basic taste called umami. This word is a Japanese word which means delicious. The 4 basic tastes, sweet, sour, salty, and then bitter, have got a lot of say in our food also. And all these tastes also act as indicators for the source of nutrient in the food. Sweet acts as the indicator for the source of carbohydrate or the energy source. And sourness in any given food, the taste, it speaks more about the keeping quality of the food, whether it is fit to be eaten or not. It talks more about the ripened or unripened nature of the food, or the spoiled nature of the food because of fermentation or contamination. And the salty taste of a food will indicate the source of mineral present in that particular food or the electrolytes. Of course, bitter taste, this doesn't indicate any nutrient part, but it gives the caution whether we can eat the food or not. It tells us more that it may be a poison. It should be handled with care. And umami, this particular taste, this may be a new terminology or new name for us, but we experience this taste in our food every day, this umami. This is an indicator for the food that's containing more of protein in it. Any food which has got more protein will get that umami taste. Next. This umami taste, the name was coined by Dr. Kikunae during the year 1948. He was a famous chemist, and he is the man who derived free glutamate from the seaweed, Laminaria japonica, the second picture. And he got it patented, and then I don't know what the company got the patent, and the commercial production started. And he is the man who found out free glutamate present, or the glutamate has got a typical taste, and then he has given the name also umami. So, how the umami taste will be like? Because of course, I have told that we are experiencing the taste in our daily food. It may be the meaty taste, or soup-like taste, or the savory taste. This is on the non-vegetarian part. Forget about it. On the vegetarian part, it is the aftertaste of eating raw tomato, the lingering taste, what rolls on our tongue. And aftertaste of eating mushrooms, green peas, cheese, and meat also. And the umami taste can be given by only two elements. One is glutamate, another is nucleotides. And some pictures we are given: tomatoes, mushrooms, cheese, green peas, and then dal, to remind us they are a source of protein. That is, they are the source of umami taste. Glutamates are of two types. The glutamates are basically non-essential amino acids, and they come in two forms. One as a protein-bound form, another as a free form of glutamate. The free form of glutamate gives us the taste, umami taste, and it enhances the taste of any given food. And the protein-bound glutamate, it also gets hydrolyzed and then it becomes the free form to add on to the taste of any given food. Here I want to give one small example. I think most of you are a non-vegetarian here. The fish curry what we make at home or what we eat outside, is it very tasty on the day of preparation or the next day? Next day. It is because of the simple fact that protein-bound glutamate gets hydrolyzed overnight, and release of free glutamate gives the added taste and then taste enhancement in the fish. This is the scientific background for that. Next. And this glutamate, if you do an analysis, amino acid assay of any given food, glutamates will be the most abundant one. Nearly 23 to 40% of the content will be glutamates. Then rest will follow. And glutamates are also part of our body. A man who is going to weigh around 60 kg, he will have not less than 50 grams of glutamate produced in his body. The free glutamate will be 10 grams. This is the simple scientific findings what they have found out about the umami substance. They trigger the salivary glands and salivary secretion happens because of the presence of dietary glutamate in any given food. And this umami taste increases IgA secretion in the elderly. And glutamate has got a protective effect on gastric and intestinal mucosa. When glutamate enters stomach, mucus secretion also gets increased. This allows protection of gastric mucosa from self-digestion of gastric juice. Glutamate also helps in managing gastritis and atrophy of gastric mucosa. Glutamate-rich diet can reduce GI damage induced by analgesic and antipyretic agents also. Glutamate also acts as gastrointestinal barrier by increasing the gel thickness of the mucus secreted by the system. And glutamates are also precursor for other amino acids. This will be quite revealing. All the time we are talking about umami, glutamate, all those things. From where we get the glutamate. The first exposure to our glutamate to any mankind is mother is the introducer of glutamate to us. It is the mother's milk which has got the exposure to glutamate. Mother's milk has got the highest level of free glutamate, nearly 19 milligrams for every 100 grams of milk. And mother's milk the first source of umami taste. And if you compare the mother's milk with the cow's milk, it is nearly 19 times the glutamate content. This is the typical analysis what they have done in the free amino acid in mother's milk, the first slide. Second is the comparative analysis of free glutamate in camel, goat and cow and human milk. So as I already told that glutamate is the most abundant of all amino acids. Even with in the case of mother's milk also, it was well proved that the glutamate has got the highest level of content. Dr. Steena, this experiment was conducted in Israel to study the facial expression of the newborn babies by giving water, sweet tasting substances and then umami tasting substances. And the similarity on the face of the newborn babies, you could able to see in the column 3 and the last 3 columns, similar in the facial expression. The happiness, joyfulness and the facial expression you could able to correlate and then compare for themselves. As told already, our body is producing 10 grams almost of this free glutamate, where it is being stored in the muscles to the tune of 6000 milligrams, brains 2250, kidneys 680 milligrams, liver 670 and blood plasma 40. This analysis they have done in Japan on the food what they usually consume. Kombu is one of the seaweed what they consume every day on a daily basis. That has got the highest level of free glutamate 2240, followed by cheese 1200. Depending on the fermentation and age of the cheese, it will touch up to 2400. Green tea has got the highest level, also 668. Solid the fish 280. Broccoli, the leafy vegetable, is 171. Tomato, the variety cultivated in Japan, is having only 140 here. Cabbage 100. Pumpkin 47. Sea clam is 41. The carrot variety of Japan has got only 33 milligrams. This is with relation to the Indian food. The study was conducted by Dr. Malik of All India Institute of Medical Science, in the Health Department of Physiology. He has conducted this study, and then the finding is that one vegetable what is unimaginable to show the highest level of free glutamate. Pea ganga is to have the highest level. That's why even the outer peel is being used as soil and then the and followed by the cauliflower, nearly about 800 milligrams of free glutamate is there. Indian variety of cabbage is not having that level of glutamate compared to the Japanese varieties. It is less than 10. Carrot of Indian variety has got the very highest level compared to Japanese. It is here, it is 210, whereas in Japan it is only 33. The ladies finger, that is pindi, it is about 80. Drumstick has got glutamate in it, around 40 milligrams. Indian tomato has got a very highest level compared to Japanese, 450. And even bitter gourd is having free glutamate, that is about 80 milligrams. Green chili, around 300. Tori is rich gourd, pitanga. Tori is a Hindi word. Pitanga. It is a gourd. Sponge gourd. And curd. Our curd is also having 180 milligrams of free glutamate. And the food preference, even the food habit is changing in South India also. The youngest population, they are more prone to eat more of this naan, chapatis, paratha. Paratha, which was earlier considered as the peak category people's staple diet, has changed and the standard totally changed. All of us we prefer to take that because of the simple reason it has got more glutamate in it. And basmati rice, what we use for biryani, it has got a very high level of free glutamate, nearly about 400. And regular rice what we use at home has got very less, hardly about 3 milligrams. So what is the difference between natural occurring glutamate and then monosodium glutamate? Absolutely no difference between both these things. And dissolving monosodium glutamate, it dissociates into sodium and then glutamate. But both behave the same chemically and then physiologically. They behave the same. There will be no difference between them. Monosodium glutamate is manufactured by a simple process of fermentation using tapioca and then sugarcane molasses. The bacteria used is Corynebacterium glutaminae. Simple fermentation process. The product is a natural product declared by WHO and then umami is very safe. The level of studies to endorse on the safety and the data availability to prove prove on the safety of monosodium glutamate is something exorbitant. The figure of data can never match by any other molecule. That level of data is there. Extra committee of WHO, they have assigned the highest level of safety classification as ADA not specified, acceptable daily intake not specified level. And the European Community Science Committee also, they have also given ADA level. The US FDA, they have given GRAS status, generally recognized as safe status. This is the GRAS status what they have given for common edible salt, pepper, garlic, ginger, turmeric, etc. And food standards of Australia and New Zealand, they are also given only ADA not specified, and India it is a permitted product. And not only that, there's got the continuing research on glutamate has given newer findings, and any food with umami substances can offer the scope of reducing salt in it. We can reduce nearly 50% of salt intake by adding either monosodium glutamate or in excess of the dietary glutamate. It acts as an adjunct in salt reduction regimen to cut down sodium intake. Here, when we have food, when we are going to reduce salt, the food becomes insipid or tasteless, and we never prefer to eat that. And when the recommended level of salt we want to take, and this offers a great scope to cut down the salt by 50%. We can add salt 50%.
It contains sodium.
Yeah, sodium. The content of sodium chloride is 40%. It is 12%. Thereby, the saving of 35% intake, it can be avoided.
Now we were looking at banned.
No, that's why. Because
stomach cancer is the one they are not giving for children under 2 years.
No, that and all will come for the discussion. Yes. And glutamate receptor, there are receptor cells on the tongue as well as in stomach. And once the dietary glutamate enters into the system, any food with added glutamate is there, it gives a sense of satiety. That is, within the third serving itself, it gives a sense of satisfaction. Gluttony is avoided. Never overeating can never be done. And in the geriatric care also, it restores normal eating of the elders who have got a normal problem of they couldn't be able to have the normal taste of any given food. This being a neurotransmitter, it triggers the receptor cells on the tongue, and then they could able to have the taste of the food with the umami taste. Thank you for giving this opportunity. And I am here to clear all your doubts. It is not a carcinogen, and WHO has thoroughly documented about the carcinogenicity part. Yes, madam. And there is a label claim only in India saying that not recommended in food for infants below 12 months. This is only in India we are following, because during the evaluation made by WHO body during the year 1987, there was a ruling, recommendation by WHO saying that no food additive should be used in any infant formula. So, yes, madam.
C6PD as an enzyme is very essential. Now, that enzyme is deficient in some. They could even stress it. Indiscriminately we use sodium monohydrate, which is not in our culture.
Yes.
But we are introducing something, we are promoting something without really knowing what harm it can do to babies. And there are many who are going about with the deficiency and still normal physiologically, because they have not been exposed to these thoughts. Must we really promote a product like this?
No, it is not a product promotion what I am doing here.
Yeah.
I want to give the scientific facts about glutamate and then monosodium glutamate, because when the glutamate contains what we see in tomato, mushrooms, cheese and other things.
Food is tastier even without it, and we all are worried about our obesity. Why should it become gluttony?
Sir, I will ask you a couple of questions. Sir, it is a well-known fact that MSG is carcinogenic. There is no doubt about it.
Because that will continue, still banned.
This crowd,
Monosodium glutamate.
sir, will give a couple of minutes. All of us are medical practitioners.
Yes, sir.
With more than 100% responsibility to the society, which is why in this August gathering, there are multi-super specialists available, but we are all sitting here and listening to you, hoping that you will give some additional points which will help us in our practice. From that point of view, all of us primarily know that MSG is a carcinogen. No, I am saying because this is what we follow. Point number 2, just as senior professor said, we are today looking at organic foods, organic way of cooking, non-masala way of cooking, non-oven heating but heating over tandoor stove. So much so that additional masala is not applied on the food and we enjoy the natural taste of things. Now, is it absolutely necessary to use Ajinomoto from this point of view? Can you give us some journal references, certain other citations and certain other proofs that it is not carcinogenic, that it will help in several diseases like kidney disease, diabetes, neuropathy and things like that? Please.
Yeah. WHO series 22 has got more details about the carcinogens. They have done a thorough study about the carcinogenicity. That I will give it all. That is one thing. And as a food additive, when we say that we are heading towards organic food and our olden days of no fire food, all those things. And here the food law, the recent food law has stipulated more on the safety part. Earlier it was towards the adulteration part called as PFA. Now it is food standards and safety. The law, the name of the law itself has changed towards safety of the food. And the safety they want to ensure on the hygiene of the food so that the entire population gets the good food. And here, is it possible to feed all people with organic food? This is on the agriculture part I am asking one simple question. The LA we can have.
I have the confidence it's possible. If we stop using fertilizers on a random, unwanted basis,
it is not because all high-yielding varieties of any given crop genetically made up to respond to the high fertilizer application.
Sir, one more last question. I think we are deviating from the question. So let us.
Sir, I congratulate you for enlightening me. That Peerkanga has got the highest MSG.
No, glutamate.
Glutamate. Glutamate. Thank you for that because I love Peerkanga the way made by Peerkanga. Today, just now I went to Kolkata. I was about to buy Peerkanga. My wife dragged me. One of the best sogai you can have ever in your life if it is done properly. My second question is, in Kunguma, there was an exclusive article saying that the widest circulated magazine, weekly magazine, about the deleterious effects of Ajinomoto, why your company has not raised an objection and put a ban order. This is a derogatory remark by Ajinomoto. Why you didn't go to consumer court?
And there's one more question, sir. How many years you are selling Ajinomoto in India?
This is hardly for about 10 years here.
Where is the study about Ajinomoto's usage in India? Why you have not produced any studies from this one? And the second thing is, when any nutritional or dietitian specialist there to talk about? And are you?
I am basically
toxicology.
Right.
This is used in Japan and etc. But now it is banned.
No. This point. Nowhere at any point of time since it given introduction.
As of today, it is banned in Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur.
Singapore also is banned.
Singapore also is banned.
Singapore also is banned.
It is extensively used.
Banned. You are not allowed to sell in any supermarket in Singapore.
No, Ajinomoto is used extensively in Japan and China, I think. China. So, what about the incidence of cancer there?
So I can understand that our esteemed colleagues are not convinced about the lecture. I think with this we will stop about. We have heard his opinion about